Hey, hey everybody. So you're watching me make my Lucky Charms cupcakes for my coworkers. So it's a very daunting process. It took me longer than I thought it would be, but that's because I wanted to be extra. I don't do basic flavors and you'll never see basic flavors on my website or channel. I don't do vanilla, chocolate. So the Lucky Charms is part of a package, or for better lack of a better word, package, but it's part of a theme called the Serial Killers. And cereal spelled Cereal, Serial Killers. So this one was Lucky Charms. I did all the regular mixing, the typical stuff that goes into cupcakes and cake: flour, milk, eggs, sugar, all that good stuff. And then what I did was, after I did the mixing, I added Lucky Charms. Now I had to go in and take the bag out of the box, and I separate them because I had to get all the marshmallows. I didn't need the actual cereal pieces. I needed the marshmallows. Should have just went into Amazon or somewhere else and just bought a bag of freeze-dried marshmallows. But instead, what I did was bought the cereal because it was on sale. So I'm about to put these cupcakes in the oven while I work on my icing and finishing up separating my Lucky Charms cereal. Now I used a spoon this time, but some of my pots come with those little ladles that I can just pour. But because of there's a little bit thickness to this, and which I was disappointed in. I wanted it not as thick, but what I didn't factor in was how these marshmallows were going to Okay, sorry, I just paused something. Why am I hearing stuff? I'm losing my mind. Anyway, so I was just a little bit upset. I didn't factor in the marshmallows. And so that kind of made it a little bit more difficult. I figured out what the sound came from. Sorry, distracted, but this is how my commentary is going to be. It's not going to be just straight up what I'm doing. It's about other stuff that's happening around my house. So these are the Rice Krispies, and this is what I mean by I like to do too much. I made Rice Krispies, got cutouts, and then forgot how dense Rice Krispies are. So these cutouts didn't really cut like I wanted to. So I had to improvise with a knife and get in there and get my little squares taken care of, because this is going to be the top part, or the garnish of my cupcakes. All my cupcakes have garnishes. I like to garnish them because frosting a special type of way is not my ministry. I'm going to get better at using frosting and decorating it and using fondant, so eventually I can make cakes. But for right now, cupcakes are my go-to. So I had to cut through my Rice Krispies, even though they were delicious. I had to cut through those. I'm melting white chocolate in the background, and the cupcakes are in the oven. Now, here's another thing you don't know. While I bake in the morning, and when I say I bake in the morning, I mean 4 a.m. So my whole kitchen's cleaned the night before. Everything's sterilized. I don't step foot in it after 10 o'clock. Once I do sterilize my kitchen, and then I get up before the sun and I bake. So let's just call this series baking before, or beating the sun, or baking before the sunrise, because I don't know why my body just now wakes up at 4 a.m. But anyway, so once I get that done, it is time for the icing. Now this icing, I also have food coloring because I'm going to make it green. And I'm really excited to use food coloring a little bit more. So that kind of makes my product pop. So now, no one ordered these. This is just me experimenting with my cupcakes and coming up with my menu for my bakery. If you're within the 5 boroughs of New York City, you can go to my website, www.bakingmoods.com, and you can order the cupcakes that I have there. It's live. You can submit your order form, do the deposit, anything you need at that point. So shameless plug, shameless plug. But now it's pretty much just getting the icing together, and I use regular buttercream icing. Y'all don't even know how long it took me to find the best way to make my buttercream icing, because oh my gosh, for a while I was adding Cool Whip, and yes, I said it like Stewie. I was adding Cool Whip when I shouldn't have been adding that, because it doesn't help your icing stay firm. You have to like put it in the refrigerator so it'll firm back up. I learned that very quickly, and I will never do that again. Also, powdered sugar. Why ain't no? I love baking, but every time I get fancier and fancier with my mixers, but powdered sugar still decides, you know what? I want to be all over your clothes, your hair, your wall. So when you're done, you got to do all this extra deep scrubbing, which I do. I have to deep scrub every single time, and I do it in intervals. Now, what you see me doing now with the vanilla, this, you're going to hear me say this all the time. I let the ancestors speak. I do not do, my vanilla is just by taste, pretty much, instead of by measurement. So now I've got my green icing. I'm going to frost them. And if you notice, you see how the cupcakes look? It's because I didn't factor in the fact that these marshmallows at a high temperature will burn that way. It wasn't bad, wasn't burnt either, but could have been better. But the good thing is icing makes everything else so pretty. So I'm making sure I do my icing, and it's just, I need a bigger frosting gun. What I did buy were like the frosting bags, so I got a bunch of those now. So those are lifesavers, but I want really good frosting guns at one point, so that I can get better at my whole. Oh, this is your decoration. I need large frosting bags, like really big ones. I don't have big ones. So right now I'm just using 2 of the frosting guns that I have. They work great though. I do love them. They do work great. Okay, now after I'm done with the frosting, it's time to put the garnishes on. So I'm super excited about this so you guys can see. So all frosting. So what I did was took the remaining Lucky Charms, and the good thing is this was during St. Patrick's Day, so they had the green Lucky Charms out. So I took the rest of my marshmallows and used them as a garnish. And I had the Rice Krispies. What I did with the Rice Krispies that is off camera is I dipped them in white chocolate at the top and then put them on as a garnish. So I actually, like, one cupcake had one type of garnish, one cupcake had another type of garnish, but I tried to alternate them so everybody would have a chance to eat them. But I was really proud of this product. It came out great. But as we go on, and as you follow my channel, and you also have them on social media on Instagram and TikTok. But as we go along, you'll see me coming up with new flavors, testing new ideas, anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed.